Hello, friends and family. It's day 75, cycle 4, day 11. Welcome to my quest to crush aggressive diffuse large B-cell lymphoma, DLBCL, stage 4. We're using the immunochemotherapy R-EPOCH cocktail to crush non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Thank you so much for joining me today. Well, you know what we're going to talk about, right? Here are my thoughts. Overall, I am feeling significantly better than the last several days. I was able to go to work, although I was not as productive as I would have liked to be. I had to listen to my body and so forth. If I had not gone to work and laid about like I had the last 4 days, today would have been an awesome day. Like my body would have been very happy with no pushbacks, and it just would have been great. You know, I would have laid and then got up and done a little, and then laid and got up and did a little. But since I was at work, that didn't exactly happen. I definitely felt some pressure, but definitely I'm feeling better. So that's kind of my measure. Additionally, for next cycle, I've already taken off the Monday. So what I have been doing is taking a half day on Wednesday following my chemo poisoning, Thursday and Friday off, and go back to work on Monday, which was what happened this cycle. But given how difficult it was to recover in cycle 4, I've decided for cycle 5 and cycle 6 probably. I will take off Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, Friday, and Monday. And Monday I might not need totally off. Maybe it turns into a half a day, or maybe, like I mentioned already, that extra day will help in the healing process. So this is my hope. And actually, it just so happens that some of my previous healing was benefited because we had some holidays that came through on the Monday, and I didn't actually take off, but I was off because we were off on Mondays, and it didn't really occur to me until today when I went to work that maybe that's a good idea. So I've already notified work that I'm planning to take off Monday. And also the way that the cycles fall, even though February was the shortest month of the year, I ended up with 2 cycles in February, that knocked me down. Versus March, I only have 1 cycle, and April, I only have 1 cycle. So I decided that I would take a little bit more time around the cycle and see how that rides. And hopefully that will help me heal better. All right, so let's get into my quotes for today. Related to healing, back to my new normal, right? As you can see right here above us. All right, so quote number 1. Things may never go back to normal. You may need to create a new normal, and that's okay. Unknown. And I think that's a true statement. I'm certainly nowhere where I was, but where I am isn't so bad. And the closer I get to having less and less symptoms, in general, happier I am for sure. But, I'm working with my new normal. Now, I think this quote actually came out of the coronavirus pandemic, but it's not credited to anybody. But in any case, I think it's applicable here as well. Second quote. Healing doesn't usually spring up instantaneously. Instead, it manifests itself in small yet delightful doses of normal. I don't think it's going to be 11 or 12 where I'm just like, woohoo, party time. But I can see that sometime this week I'm going to get healed enough that I feel like I can accomplish what I need to accomplish. And in the meanwhile, I'll continue to listen to my body and let it heal and help it heal as much as I can with time and rest and hydration. Peppermint tea. You don't know what you're missing. Okay. So that is where I am from a mental health HeadSpace Noodle kind of perspective. I'm healing back into my new normal for this cycle. And I don't know if you've noticed, but my new normal is a moving target, and every cycle it's a little different. But I'm, of course, very grateful for any day that I can accomplish that I can accomplish what I'd like to accomplish, or how do I articulate this? That I'm not laying miserable in bed. Let's put it that way. That I'm not getting totally beat up by this poison that they're pouring into me. So I have to be grateful for those days. Am I still having more good days than bad days? I don't know. But overall, most days are better than worse, right? Even the days that I have significant symptomology, was only, I'm going to say there was only 24 to 48 hours that were just, the symptomology overwhelmed everything else. And the rest of the days, yeah, there's some significant symptomology. This round I had to take medication to prevent nausea for 9 or 10 days, right? 9 days, which is a lot more than I've done in the past. But it did work. Between the medication and the techniques that I use to manage my nausea by eating just the right amount, not too much, not too little, root beer barrels, etc. I didn't vomit. I didn't extremely suffer from nausea. I was able to use the tools at my disposal to address the symptoms, so I'm grateful. Okay, so I'm going to try something a little bit different today. Hopefully you like it. I'm going to try to show you what I did today instead of tell you what I did today. So number one, and I'm going to try and shift this whole screen instead of me moving around. I'm just going to stay where I am and let the editor Jen move the screen or out of the way for the pictures. So number one, I worked. And that was my main goal for today, beyond healing, sleep, healing, rest, and hydration. I did not have this as a goal, but it seems to be my task. So I prepared breakfast. So here's some B-roll. Mr. Hoffman often has an unusual breakfast. He did get some news from the doctor last week that his potassium was not at a good level. So he's really been eating quite a bit of potassium-rich foods, particularly potatoes and avocados. So this morning's breakfast, baked potato with chili, a smidge of cheese, and some sour cream. Hydrating, which I can show you pictures here somewhere. Well, no, I don't need to show you a picture. I'm just going to cheers, peppermint tea. I'm going to have a little sip. I'm hydrated today. We are not through the day yet, but I'm at around 65 ounces, 64 ounces. So we're going to make our goals today. I still have plenty of time to get up to 80 and maybe 90. Okay. The next thing I did, this is a little bit of story time. So I don't know if there'll be pictures, so I'm just going to tell you guys. So I have a passion project. My passion project is in my heart and in my mind, but I haven't executed. And it's been around for a long time. I think maybe over 10 years that it's been on my heart that it's something I need to do. And I'm taking this opportunity and this learning experience here with you guys to make it a reality. And my passion project, I don't know if any of you wondered, why is this channel called Partner.n.Patient? And that's because of my passion project. So I did purchase this domain, and I can have a blog or a URL with that. And, we made sure to get this, and I'm going to work on other socials like Insta and Facebook and all those guys. I haven't gone there yet. And one of the things that's holding me back is I don't have a real logo branding type of thing. And so one of the things that I did yesterday and today, well, mostly yesterday, last night, was I did some still searching, for graphic designers on Fiverr. I don't know if you're familiar with this app or site, where they basically, graphic designers, mostly younger graphic designers, offer their services for like a one-time offering. And they'll give you a logo, or sometimes a whole suite logo, banner, stationery, etc. And they work with you. You tell them what you want, and So one of the things that I did as far as my accomplishments yesterday was to do some research there. And the reason is because I would like this passion project to happen. So I'm going to check the clock. I'm going to spend 1 minute, hopefully, telling you about my passion project. So I have a love of educating, as you may or may not have been able to tell by our discussions here. And I also have a lot of knowledge of being the patient or being the caregiver to your partner. Between my husband and I, we have, one or the other of us has been gravely ill for the last 15 years. This is my third time having cancer. He's had many heart issues, kidney issues, big stuff, not little teeny stuff, big stuff. And so either one of us has been the caregiver or the caregivee multiple times. And I have a lot of experience in this arena, and I feel like I have a lot of knowledge to share. From the perspective of, is my way the best way or the only way? No. Has my way worked? I believe so, right? I'm still married and we're both still alive. So I think that's a pretty good success rate. And I'd like to share that. And I'm very passionate about it. I believe very strongly in this. And so I want to share that passion with the world. And so, hence the name partner and patient, because you're my partner and you're my patient, right? And sometimes it's the other way. And so I also carry a unique perspective because it's not that I've always been the caregiver. Many times, at least 3, I've also been the caregivee, the patient. And so sometimes you need to walk in someone's shoes to understand where they're coming from, right? It's a little easier to be empathetic for somebody that you've already had that experience. And so when you've already been the patient and you've felt that helplessness or hopelessness or overwhelming pain or whatever the experience is, and now you're the caregiver, that puts you in a better position to be empathetic and understand where they're coming from, even when they can't articulate it. And all these things I want to share. Oh, and I've gone over my 1 minute, so I'm going to stop. So in any case, the summary here is that I did begin investigating through Fiverr, looking for graphic artists to try and build that brand. Not the brand, but the logo. And I'm going to do my own work to build the brand, like a mission statement and all those types of things. And then I'd like to really take this opportunity in this time frame to start that passion project, to start maybe weekly videos that help patient and caregivers. I have some ideas already for things that I can do somewhat related to cancer at this point, because these are the things I'm closest to, but I have tons and tons of ideas for videos and so forth. And then also branching into the other social media platforms but right now I don't have, anything pretty to hang my hat on, and I need some pretty. So that's why I'm going to Fiverr to get a contractor to do that for me. Okay, the next thing that I accomplished or didn't accomplish today, but I made some progress. I had someone reach out to me could you give me directions for how to get charity miles? Now, I think this person was asking for more like, load the app, click this, click that. And so I looked online. I didn't see any real good videos. There's 1 or 2, but they were a little slanted towards something else. But one of the things I did see while I was looking at the different videos was that if you have an Apple Watch, no, I'm sorry, an Apple with Apple iFit, I think it's called, or Apple Fit. I'm not sure exactly. Whatever the native fitness app is on the Apple. Then if you carry your phone, then that will link into charity miles. And I was like, well, that's pretty slick. And I think somebody else mentioned that. And I think there's some linkage with the Apple Watch itself. So then you don't even have to carry your phone. But I didn't see that on what I was looking at. The next thing that I saw was so I wonder if they do this for Google Fit. So I downloaded Google Fit, which I don't use as normally. And I did everything I needed to configure that, get that going. And guess what? No. Charity miles and Google Fit do not play nicely. However, what I did find subsequently was an app called Strava, Strava, which is the way it was described was a social media app for runners. And it records your exercise, whatever form it may take, and it has extra stuff for runners, like which shoes you wore, because when you run distances, you swap your shoes daily, and all kinds of stuff that you guys probably don't care about. So I didn't really think it was a good fit for me, but what I did read was that Strava connects to Fitbit. And so Strava connects to charity miles and Fitbit connects to Strava. So I was like, well, maybe there's a way for me to get my Fitbit steps to talk to charity miles without all this drama, which would be excellent for me. So that's what I did. I kind of went down a rabbit hole there, and I got Strava kind of configured, but it's not connected to Fitbit yet. I need to log into a PC. I can't do it from my phone. Maybe 2/3 of the way down that rabbit hole trying to figure out if I can use Strava to connect Fitbit to charity miles. In any case. So I'm still working on that. And then I did spend a fair amount of time last night, mostly, on education to improve my skills here in this space. And that's what I was talking about earlier. And that's why you're seeing some changes. I'm going to slowly make changes to these videos to make them, I hope, better. If you like the changes, let me know. If you don't like them, let me know as well. Give me a thumbs up if you're liking them. If you're not liking them, give me some concrete comments. And I'll try to make those changes. All right. Since it's day 75, I wanted to do a quick nod to Team 75, my robotics team. Way to go, Robo Raiders. I cannot believe it's been 2.5 months. That's a long time to be doing this exercise. I don't know if you noticed in the beginning I tried to change the video and I'm working on the words. I didn't get there yet. But the first picture is day 1 treatment. The second picture is like day 20 to 25 after the first round. And like coming into the second round. And then the last picture I think was like day 60, 50, 60. And then of course today is me, 75. So I was just trying to give you kind of a smattering. But we'll see if I can fix that up. That's kind of in an interim stage, as you saw. All right, and the final thing was charity miles. I have not accumulated any charity miles day today because obvious reasons. But collectively, as a team, we have accrued 244 charity miles. Way to go, team. Okay, I'm going to do this very quickly. My to-do list for tomorrow. I only have 3 things: work, hydrate, and I have 2 robotics calls. Everything else, we'll see how it flies. I'm not going to plan anything. And I'm going to work on how to display all that to you. All right, so Angel Deliveries. We were very fortunate again today. You guys are overwhelming us with your generosity. Thank you. We got crab cakes, we got lasagna, and we got lobster rolls. Yum, yum, yum. We got a jacket for Sam. We got a new LED light. I don't know if it's making a difference today. You guys let me know. And we got some mugs, like this orange one, which I'm not usually a fan of orange, but I'm digging this. It's a nice shade. And the thought was here, focus on tea, because I've been drinking a ton of tea lately, ginger or peppermint. Still hydrating. So thank you to all the angels that helped us and gave us these generous gifts. Thank you. All right, and that is the end of story time if you're here just for story time. And we are now going to speed through the status round, I hope. So again, I'm going to try and shrink this screen and move it over and give you status right here. Nausea existed, but managed by eating. Not too much and not too little. Thumbs up. Mouth pain, Teeth pain, not at all. Throat pain, So that's improving a little bit. My weight's been steady, so it's not going up or down. It's pretty much holding at that lower weight. My fluid yesterday was awesome, 92 ounces, which is 2.7 liters. My out was 2.7 liters. Neuropathy, yes. Status quo for hair loss. Skin is status quo. Nose clots, yes. Night sweats, Headache, no. Fatigue, yes. Red skin, no. Chemo brain, no. Sleep, 6 hours. Had some brief little laybouts, but nothing where I lost consciousness. But I did try to just kind of chill down and relax multiple times to give my body a little healing time. My movement, surprisingly, 5,500 steps. Also, I forgot to mention the last maybe 3 days I've been doing restorative yoga poses. Mostly before bed, but sometimes earlier in the day to try and help with the healing process. Relaxing my body and getting it healing. My vitals have been fine. My heart rate is about the same, still elevated, even during the chat, 115 or so. Nurse Lana is coming tomorrow. I let her know I was having trouble with the lumens drawing, and I, asked her if she had any tricks in her bag, so maybe she'll bring some stuff with her tomorrow. And if it doesn't work, then I'll call the doctor. I did try to call the doctor today, but I got put on hold for like 10 minutes, and I decided it wasn't worth my effort, and I knew the nurse was coming, so we'll try again tomorrow. And that is all the status. I sped through that. How was that? All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you for your support and your love. It's really been helping me very greatly. Remember, every day is a gift. Live it.